coming to work and seeing all these amazing people, I don't think there's a single day where my jaw doesn't drop open at something, because we have these crazy good artists. I mean, I thought I was pretty good. And then you come in and I draw next to somebody, I'm like, okay, forget it.
What's up, D23, day one? I'm Natasha Martinez, correspondent for Fandango and your host for Fandango Front Row. You guys, we're going to have some amazing interviews all weekend, but I am so excited for our interview guest today because he is a legend in the Pixar world. He's grown up with Pixar alongside the rest of us. He started at age 21 as the third ever animator hired, and now he is the chief creative officer. He's the man behind so many of our beloved films like Toy Story, Up, Monsters, Inc., and Inside Out. Please welcome Pete Docter. Hi, Pete.
Hi.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
How has D23 been so far? Did you just walk in?
A little overwhelming.
Yeah.
But I'm coping.
Absolutely. Well, there's so much to talk about with you today. And I just have to say, as a lover of so many of the movies that you've directed, I just can't wait to get to know you more and for the audience to get to know you. So let's get into a little rapid fire Q&A. I'm not going to ask you your favorite Pixar film because I know that's like asking your favorite child, you know?
Yeah.
But what's been your favorite Pixar movie making experience?
Ooh, it's kind of a toss up either between Toy Story, because we didn't know what we were doing and we were making it all up, or Up, because we got to fly to Venezuela and hike up. You know, in the movie, they land on this sort of tabletop mountain. We got to go to Venezuela, do research. It was amazing. So
your cardio was just like, it was in good shape then.
It was kind of sad because the guide said, yeah, most people can hike up in about an hour. We, being fat animators who just sit around and draw, it took us 5 hours to get up there. And we thought we'd stop and draw on the way, and nope.
You were just taking in the scenery. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, now if you could body swap with one Pixar character, who would you choose?
Ooh. Probably Remy.
Yes.
I think that would be
Love
fun.
Remy.
Pull people's hair and steer them around. You know.
A master.
It's kind of what you do as a director anyway.
Are you a good cook in real life?
Mediocre.
Okay, so the Remy will help you out a bit.
Yes.
All right, now if it was a bring your Pixar character to work day, who would make the best coworker?
Maybe Buzz. I don't think he would get a lot done, but it would be entertaining.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How about who would be the worst?
Oh, the worst. Maybe, probably Russell from Up.
Yeah, but he would be so cute and endearing.
Cute. Yeah.
Okay, what's a Pixar movie you would love to live in?
Ooh, I'd say Monsters Incorporated.
Yeah. Okay.
Monsters fan.
We got a Monsters Inc. fan over here. I love it. And what's been your favorite, or what's your favorite part of the Pixar movie making experience?
Well, okay, at the beginning, you don't know anything. The movie is still a mystery. Nothing's been figured out. And every day you come to work and you're like, everything we did yesterday sucks and we have to throw it out. And then you finally get going and then you make the movie and now you're animating and you're working with all the amazing voice actors and things are coming together. And then at the very end, what I miss the most is the beginning stuff where I didn't know what was going on.
That's so
funny. I don't know what that says about me, but it's fun. Like just coming up with this stuff. Even though it's hard, it's the most difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, from the end products, you and everyone at Pixar make it look easy, just incredible films. What's one thing that inspires you creatively every day?
Coming to work and seeing all these amazing people. I don't think there's a single day where my jaw doesn't drop open at something, because, you know, we have these crazy good artists. I mean, I thought I was pretty good. And then you come in and I draw next to somebody. I'm like, okay, forget it.
Like, let me put this back here.
They're just great. I mean, amazing ideas and really talented technical people too that can do anything with the computer. It's getting more and more wild every day, just what you can do.
Absolutely. Well, that kind of segues into the next point that I want to talk about, which is the fact that Pixar celebrated its 40th anniversary this year in February. Let's give it up. 40 years of incredible imagination brought to the screen. Now, you were hired as the 3rd animator ever and the 10th employee for the company at 21. What was it like being a 21-year-old working at Pixar?
Well, Pixar at that time was actually sort of like this convention center. It was just in a big warehouse. And we set up little permanent, temporary desks. My first desk was behind a bunch of moving boxes and old phones. And it was very ramshackle, kind of, we did whatever we needed to do. And then when we were done, we moved that. And so it was very unorganized and messy. And I sort of missed that because now, you've probably seen pictures of the Pixar campus is beautiful. We have this lovely building and beautiful, wonderful, the food, the kitchen staff does amazing food every day. But back in those days, it was just a mess.
What was the food like back then? Were you just bringing lunch every day?
Bag lunches.
Bag lunch.
Or once in a week, we'd go out and walk down to 4th Street. There was a place we used to call One Walk. There was a Chinese restaurant, and the woman in there could memorize everybody's order. Like if you went there once, she would know exactly what you wanted. So
wow, I love that. That's a talent.
Yeah.
Okay, now I know that the first full-length film that you worked on at Pixar was Toy Story, but do you remember your first project that you ever worked on?
Yeah, for sure. So I had never used a computer before. I studied hand-drawn animation. I thought I would be drawing Mickey Mouse or something. But I fell in love with the Pixar shorts. Like, have you guys seen Luxo Jr. or Tin Toy? Those were just like, I wanted to work on that, right?
You got some OG fans in the audience.
So I show up and John Lasseter, who had directed those, was too busy. So he says, this new guy just started. His name is Andrew Stanton. He'll explain everything to you. Computers are really tricky for people who have never used them. And so Andrew's like, okay, Pete, take a look. What you do is wait, what? Oh. I learned a lot of new swear words that day. I don't think I learned a lot about the computer. But eventually I got going, and the first thing I worked on was a commercial for Listerine. And it was a boxing commercial that was actually a lot of fun to work on. John Lasseter directed, and I did about half the shots, and it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. Wow. Okay, from Listerine to now 40 years later. Yeah. Right? I love it. Now, can you describe day one at Pixar versus now the 40th anniversary? You talked about technology. How has the technology advanced and also the storytelling advanced at Pixar?
So, okay, I don't know if this is going to be boring to people, but when I started, there was basically one big computer and everybody worked off of that. They had their own terminals, and you could tell when someone else was working because your process would get slower. And it was what they call vector graphics. So instead of a screen like this, which would be LED or even CRT, it was almost like, maybe you've seen it in old video games, lines that would be drawn on the screen. So that's and so primitive to be able to test stuff. We literally set up a camera, faced it at the screen, and recorded every frame. And each frame took 2 or 3 seconds to show up. So to be able to see a bit of animation, it was kind of you'd be working and then you'd have to get up, move your chair, set the tripod up, maybe go have a cup of coffee or something, come back, and then you'd be like, oh no, it's totally wrong. Okay, start again.
Oh, wow.
So it was, but that's what you did.
Yes. And I'm sure there's parts of that too that, like you said, you missed from the beginning. But is there something that you guys used to do at Pixar in the beginning that you wish was still being done today?
The thing that I really loved that I miss now, and it's maybe inevitable because, well, I'll just say, when I was there at the beginning, everybody had to do everything. So we did our own temporary voices. I did design work. I modeled stuff on the computer. I did animation. Everybody just kind of did everything. And now Pixar is so big and has so many amazing people that it's much more specialized. So an animator would likely never do design work. A designer would never do layouts. So I like that everybody kind of did everything. And I miss that a little bit.
It's more collaborative and...
It's still very collaborative.
Absolutely,
but it was a little bit more of a kind of a free-for-all, maybe. Yeah.
I love that. Well, speaking of anniversaries, and we had a fan out here very excited, Monsters, Inc. celebrates its 25th anniversary this year. That was the first Pixar film that you directed. Thank you very much for your service. It's one of my favorite
Cool.
Pixar movies. Can you talk about the legacy of that movie and what it means to people, why it leaves such a lasting impression?
I mean, it was a movie that was very messy in its process. I started with an idea of a monster who scared kids for a living. That's his job, and that's kind of all I knew. And then we came up with this idea of him making friends with this kid. And then we added Mike Wazowski. So it was very kind of like organic, the whole process. Like now you watch it and you're like, oh, there it is, of course. But at the time, it was kind of like we were finding pieces all the way along. I got to work with some amazing actors, Billy Crystal, who I still talk with, and John Goodman, and just Steve Buscemi. I mean, the cast was just fantastic. And I think the sense of fun that we had in making the movie shows up on the screen. I remember David Silverman, who also has done a ton of stuff with The Simpsons. He was one of the OG Simpson guys. He kind of turned in his papers over there and came up to Pixar for a little while and worked on Monsters. He would play his tuba, and I'd play a mandolin, and we'd be walking around doing animation dailies, playing music. And I think the coordinators were like, oh boy, but it was a lot of fun. And I think that showed up on the
Oh my
screen.
gosh. Do you still play around with the mandolin?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fun.
I love that. What's been an evolution about the company that you are most proud of in these 40 years?
I mean, the fact that we're still around and that we're still doing stuff that is relevant to people is the best gift. We have some amazing stuff coming up that you guys are going to love, I think, because the characters are so rich and wonderful. As a company, we've continued to stay on the cutting edge of computer animation, which is really hard. It's more difficult now than ever. At the time when we started, you had to build your own computers practically. And now, everybody's carrying one with them in their pocket. And so it's just harder and harder to kind of stay up with things. But I think our technical folks are doing an amazing job too.
Absolutely. And there is a ton of exciting stuff coming out. We're going to give a little preview of something coming up pretty soon. But lastly, I just want to ask you, you've mentioned that you don't normally watch the films after they're made. Is there a time in your life that you think you ever will?
Well, okay, let me explain that. If I'm directing a film, basically for 4 years, I will be watching that movie every day in some way, shape, or form. So when it's finally done, I'm like, okay, put that on the shelf. I don't need to watch that again.
Yeah.
So I think maybe, I don't know. I don't think I would seek it out. But, as an example, Michael Giacchino, who wrote the music for Up, he had a concert, and it was a live orchestra performance to Up. So I think that was the first time I had seen it.
Wow.
For like 10 years. And I was kind of like, hey, this is pretty good.
You're like, oh,
Not
you
bad.
did a great job.
Yeah.
And the music in that is just so beautiful. Just hearing the song will bring tears to my eyes. It's so good. Okay, well, we talked about showing a little something that's coming up pretty soon. Now, I heard we may need a passport for this next Pixar film. So can you just tease a little bit what we're about to see?
Yeah, this is the next movie after Toy Story 5. And buckle your seatbelts, we're going to Europe.
Woo! All right, let's take a look. Woo! Let's hear for Gatto. Oh my God, I can't believe we have to wait until March to see that because I'm very excited to see cats offering other cats offers they can't refuse.
Yes, they try.
Yes.
They try until they get distracted by something.
Exactly. Now, since this teaser trailer has been released, people have been so excited about the hand-painted animation that we're going to see. You talked a little bit about being proud of Pixar, being on top of the technology. Can you talk about bringing in this new hand-painted animation too?
Yeah. So for a long time, all of us are fans of hand-drawn animation and the wonderful handcraftedness that goes into the films. We've been trying to instill that in all the films we've done. And I think this one just like, bam, takes it to another level. The whole thing looks like you're stepping into a painting, which if you've ever been to Venice, it's a little bit like that. It's very textural and immersive. And so it's just a beautiful style. It really is stunning. It feels like a painting, but 3D somehow. It's kind of impossible. And I think that makes the movie all the more enjoyable because it just looks like something you've never seen.
Absolutely. Now, did you guys have to go to Italy for research purposes?
Well, the director, Enrico Casarosa, is Italian. Okay. So he has a pretty wide base of knowledge there. But the team did go to Venice, took a lot of pictures, and I think the great thing about research, you can look at photos in a book, but until you go to a place, like I was talking about going to Venezuela, you really don't capture the feeling of it. And I think that's what, more so than the accurate look of something, what our teams are always trying to do is capture that feeling. You know, the feeling when you first go to Disneyland, the feeling of, being in the backyard on a hot summer night. You're trying to capture that and put it in the movie in some way. And I think they did a fantastic job.
Absolutely. Well, you brought up working with Enrico Casarosa again, and also Andrea Warren. They both directed and produced Luca. Mm-hmm. So how are they as collaborators, and how does working with repeat collaborators strengthen Pixar creatively? Well,
the thing with working on anything, as some of you might know, when you're working creatively with someone, it really relies on trust. You just have to know and believe that other person is going to be bringing it, And so, having gone through this once with Luca, making the film is a rough deal. It's a 5-year process, and it really tests the very heart of who you are, not just your abilities, but almost like you as a person, which I know sounds weird to say. But Enrico has gone through that, came out victorious with a great movie in Luca, and now he's doing it again. He just has this level of confidence and skill that is just fantastic. I'm lucky to be working with him.
Yes, absolutely. Now, when he brought you the idea for this, what was the initial thing that sparked your excitement hearing about Gatto?
Well, cats as mobsters just seemed kind of funny and right somehow.
Yes.
And at the heart of it is a really sweet story of this cat who is basically trying to figure out what to do with his last life, and that also felt very relevant, was as we spend our days, what are we doing with our wild and precious life? Mm-hmm.
Gosh, Pixar always getting at the heartstrings, making us contemplate everything.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm really, really looking forward to it. Let's hear it for Gatto, you guys.
Yeah.
That'll be so exciting, coming in March 2027. All right. Now, before we wrap up our interview, I want to do a little segment with you. It's something we love to do at Fandango, which is called Concession Confessions.
Okay.
So, where do you like to sit in the movie theater?
Okay. Being a Pixar movie snob, what you want to do is sit one screen length back from the screen in the center. That's where the sound is mixed for that section. And usually there's somebody there, so you have to get there early, but that's the ideal spot.
Okay. What's your go-to movie theater snack?
Oh boy. Okay, I'm kind of a traditionalist. Popcorn. I like red vines, but there's a new invention called nerd gummies or nerd clusters.
Yes. I love those. They're
are
so
amazing.
Good.
I have to watch out or I'll make myself sick. I can't stop.
Yeah, I could eat the whole bag in 5 seconds.
I have.
Is there a movie theater snack that you would judge someone for?
Well, I mean, I'm sure everybody has the experience of sitting by somebody who's, crinkling their bag, and that's not so good.
Yeah.
I get judgy that way.
Or when the whole meal is just like in front of them, like dipping sauces and things like that.
Well, that's okay.
What's your most memorable movie-going experience?
I'm being a filmmaker. I have to answer that it's going to watch one of my films and seeing the effect that it had on people. So I'm hoping that, Up will entertain people, but then you go and when I see people crying and emotionally engaged, I'm like, whoa, that's amazing. This thing that doesn't really exist. None of these characters are real. And we got people to cry. That's like an amazing magic trick. I might be putting you on the spot, but do you remember a specific time when that happened from, say, Up or one of your other films? Well, the premiere, which was down here at the El Cap, was that for sure. And I was very nervous because you never know. I mean, this is a weird movie about an old man who flies his house. And instead, the audience, you could tell we just hooked them right at the beginning. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right in the beginning. I mean, you lose it immediately. So are you a solo moviegoer or do you prefer going with a group? I prefer a group. I think it's the whole point of going to a movie is to sit in a dark room with strangers or people that you know and love and just experience this together. Because you can always sit at home and watch, but going to a movie, it's a different experience. There's something about being with other people that I think has an effect on the way you perceive and interact with what you're seeing.
Absolutely. It's like being on a ride, right? It's like, it's no use if you're by yourself. I feel like you can't even scream on a roller coaster
We're social
by yourself.
creatures.
Yes. Matinee or evening showing?
I would go evening.
Evening, okay. Do you have a favorite movie theater that you like to frequent?
We have most of our cast wrap parties at the Paramount Theater in Oakland. The Paramount Theater was built in the 30s. It's a old movie palace. It's beautiful. The experience is great. You walk in, there's like decoration everywhere. They really did it to the nines, and it was restored in the like 90s or 1000s. So it's really fantastic. I will say the sound isn't always the greatest because it's kind of echoey, but it's a beautiful theater.
I love it. You gotta love a beautiful theater. Do you have a pre-movie ritual? Place you like to go to before, a little snack you like to get before?
No, not really.
Just go straight in there. Yeah, I love to I like to go to the AMC at the Grove, get a cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory before, maybe a glass of wine. No, a slice, and then just go in and enjoy the movie.
Cool.
Yes. How about a post-movie ritual?
My favorite movies are the ones where you're like, all right, we have to go talk about this.
Yes.
Because either what were they talking about here, or why did that move me, or, those are the fun ones when you can get together with friends and, ice cream is probably the way to go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really a coffee guy, so sweets.
Okay. And then lastly, maybe a recent favorite movie-going experience that you had.
I'm trying to think of the last one we went to go see. What was yours, the last movie?
I think it was Obsession.
Oh, okay.
And that was incredible.
Not
a Disney movie, but still a roller coaster ride.
Sinners.
Sinners,
I got to see that.
Love Sinners.
That was a fun one.
Oh my gosh. Well, Pete, it has been such an honor to speak with you. You've been so kind. Thank you for sharing all of your insights and your stories with this amazing crowd today. Any advice for D23?
Have a good time.
Yeah.